Hi, I'm Jayne Everson. I'm your coach for this month for Psychology's magazine, and I'll be focusing on happiness and healing at home. We're on week two, and this week I want to be focusing on who is on your team, helping you build a support network of positive, like minded family and friends and work colleagues who are really, really important to our happiness and well-being and to our mental health. We all come across toxic people in our relationships, and sometimes we hang on to them through habit and fear. Um, and sometimes we just don't think about what those relationships are doing to us. Um, these relationships tend to be easy to spot. They tend to be the people that you dread getting a phone call from, or just have a feeling of negativity towards meeting them. And sometimes it can just be that an interaction with them leaves you feeling really drained, and the energy just sapped. And then other people we have in our lives invigorate us and make us feel energized and happy. And sometimes these relationships ebb and flow depending on where we are in our life. If you've been going through a stressful period, sometimes we want to avoid these people that are negative and bring us down further. So I want you to reflect this week on who are those people that you surround yourselves with, and how do you interact with them? Do you find that they drain you and leave you feeling negative, or do they energize you and allow you to feel really positive and be who you are? Who are the givers and takers in your life? Do you give more than you receive, or is it vice versa? Have a think about how we can improve the balance in those friendships and relationships. And sometimes it's just a subtle shift, and sometimes we have to let go of our ego and sit down with his friends and family and just discuss how you feel. Sometimes, when I've been coaching people, they'll say to me that they're afraid of losing the friendship. And I have to turn the question back: is if you're afraid of losing the relationship or the friendship, was it really on a firm foundation to start with? What is the worst possible case if you're honest with them and tell them the truth? What could be the positive? What could be the negative? And sometimes when these conversations are difficult and you want to change the dynamic of a relationship to be more positive, a really good technique is to imagine that person sat in front of you, and try and visualize what you would say to them. How would you feel? What do you hear? What do you see? What is your perfect outcome? And what is the worst outcome, and could you live with it? What would be the consequences of that negative outcome, of having that honest discussion with that person? And if you can deal with that, then give it a go. Talk to that person. The other thing to think about is what are you doing to ask for help? Do you ever ask for help, or are you always the person helping others? When you've got that positive team of good people around you, there should be an easy ebb and flow of helping each other. But if it's always you helping, why is that? Is it actually that you don't have the confidence to ask for help? Sometimes we become so fiercely independent that other people feel either you don't need the help, or they're too afraid to ask if you need help. So just reflect on that. Is there something that you are doing that perhaps makes people feel that you don't need the help, when actually you so desperately do? And sometimes I think our ego gets in the way. I went through a particularly stressful period of time just over a year ago, and I've always been fiercely independent. And for the first time in my life, I got to a place where I actually asked for help, and it was there, and it actually made me realise who my true friends were, and actually which relationships were the strongest, and where I needed to shift the balance of support, and be a better friend or a better family member. And sometimes we're just so afraid of our own ego that we don't let go of that, and sometimes we need to just ask for help. Other times it can be we fear rejection. But what's the worst that can happen? They can say no. So don't be afraid, ask for help. You may be surprised at how willing people are to step in and to give you support. So yeah, just go back on a few of the points. Look at, in your relationships, the balance of positivity and negativity. Look at the energy and how you feel, how that person makes you feel. And also be mindful of your impact on them. I know that I have certain friends that if I'm too bouncy and bubbly, because they're more introverted, it can be quite exhausting for them. And there's times when actually they need me to be their energy and to uplift them. And likewise, there are times when I've been overstimulated and I had a lot of stress, and actually I need to be with calming people that will allow me to be in a quiet space and to self-reflect. So just have a think about who are those people in your life that give you that balance, and are there to support you. And surround yourselves with those people and move on from the relationships that are toxic and negative for you. And that is another step forward to happiness and healing at home. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you in week 3.